Hello, I'm Larissa Frain of AHS-TV, and today we're here with Mrs. Meleason. We're just going to start with your first question. What is your everyday life like here as a librarian at AHS?
The everyday life I have is changing constantly. Some days it might be there are Chromebook problems all day, or kids just are having trouble with computers. Other days it may be I'm focusing on books because classes are coming in and computers, and so my days change constantly.
Do you think you have a lot of free time throughout your day?
No, no, not
Do
at all.
you, I know for whenever I have English, you always get our books ready for us. Do you enjoy doing that, or is it more of a pain?
I enjoy doing that, but then I also enjoy working with you guys when your brains go off on a different way than I was thinking for your topic. It's nice to see ways that you guys decide to do things.
I know that my day goes a lot slower whenever teachers just give us no work and they say like, oh, you can have a study hall this period. I hate it. Would you rather have your time be free and just like be able to relax and read, or would you rather have something to do throughout your day?
Reading during the day, I have never been able to read. I mean,
Wow.
that's the stereotype. The
Yeah.
librarian sits and reads all day. Never been able to read a book while I'm on school time. So my days are usually fairly busy. I have the off days, and like you said, if it's not people coming in constantly, then it does go a little bit slower, but I can always find things to do.
What do you do with your time once you get out of school?
I'm pretty boring. I just usually go home. I now have a granddaughter, so I try to spend time with her.
My sister just had a baby in February, so I always try and hang out with her too. And I know I'm graduating soon, so I always try and make time for my family. So it's not like, I don't know, so they don't miss me as much. Do you have a lot of time to like read in your evenings?
Yes, I do, because my children are older. I just don't always do it because sometimes, your eyes just get
Yes.
tired from staring at a screen all day.
There are a
So,
lot of times where I'm like, oh, I want to read when I get home. And then once I'm home, I'm like, I just want to not think. Like, I feel like it takes a lot of brain power to read because you have to like pay attention. But
it,
watching TV, it's just like,
and it depends on the type of book. Some books you have to think a lot more to read, and others are just, you can kind of skim through them and they're easier reads.
I just read The Kite Runner, and it took me a long time to read. Well, first off, because it's like a slow book, it's like there's just a lot that happens, I guess. And then also, you really have to like pay attention when you're reading. But then there are some books where it's like just like watching a movie. You just like follow the words and you can like watch it, I guess. If you could go back in time, would you still be a librarian?
Yeah, I would. I enjoy seeing the pleasure that books can give to kids. I know a lot of kids hate books by the time they get to high school, and just seeing a child that finds a book that resonates with them and they enjoy, that just means a lot.
I feel like a lot of people think it's like cool to not like books, but it's just they're they're not a lot of hard work. They're better for you than watching TV, and you just get something out of it. So I think it's weird how so many people just like refuse to read.
I think it's because, just like all teenagers, if you guys are forced to do something, you don't want to.
Yeah.
Whereas, as students are getting older, we are able to let you guys read what you want to read, and we're finding that that works much better.
Yes, definitely. I have a lot of friends who are like, I haven't read a book since second grade because certain teachers are like, read this book or this book, and I don't know. But I can't imagine being like that.
Yeah, Mrs. Burkett has the choice read with her classes, and that seems to go very well. Kids are very surprised when they come over with like a Diary of a Wimpy Kid book, and do you want to read it? Yeah, go ahead, read it. So it's nice to see.
I like that teachers do that too because Mrs. Kidder just did it, and like all of the books were about like troubles in your life. And at first I picked up I Am Malala, and it's about like how she was shot by the Taliban. And like 5 pages in, I was so bored, so I switched it out, and I was like, oh, I'm so glad I can actually just read a book I want. And like some kids read Into Thin Air about climbing Mount Everest. I would die if I was forced to read that. So I really like the choice reading. I know I'm a senior. I'm graduating in a month. What advice would you give to someone who's about to graduate?
That's difficult because all of you guys are at such different points in your life. Even though you're all graduating, you're all going to different parts, I guess, or stages of your life. So I think it would just be just be true to yourself and just realize that hard work will get you places.
I like that. What's your favorite time of the school year?
I would have to say probably the beginning of the year because I'm kind of a nerd. That's when I get all my new books in. And when my readers come in and they see all the new books and they get excited like I do that I have this book or that book. So that would probably be it.
I like the beginning of the school year too. It's like a certain feeling of like a fresh start. It feels nice, and like I don't know, I always feel more motivated and to do my stuff and try hard in school, I guess. I know there's like one more month of school, and most students try and give up. I've started to like give up on the senior slide. Do you think you ever find yourself slacking towards the end of the year?
Um, Not really. It's tempting. I know it's very tempting, but I like to come back in August and be ready to hit the floor running. So I like to have my shelves all ready and everything ready to go in August. So that's kind of my time to get everything organized for next year.
I love the lighting in the library because it feels like, I don't know, it's like more exciting towards the end of the school year because it's more like bright outside. I love being in here. I know a lot of teachers, they talk about how they're excited for summer. Do you ever feel like that? Like, how excited are you, I guess?
I'm really excited because, like I said, I have the new granddaughter, so I'm sure I'm going to be stealing her many days, and I'll get to watch her grow, and it'll be nice just to be able to sit and read. You know, if I feel like it, sit and read, or maybe do a craft, or, have a day for me, do what I want to.
My sister, she just had her baby, and she's a speech pathologist, so she just started again back up at work, and I'm going to watch her from when we get out of school until she's done with school, and I'm really excited for it. It's going to be awesome. What do you normally do in your time off during the summer?
Like I said, just usually I have a porch with some very comfy furniture, and I'll sit there and read or just kind of stare out, into the backyard, or like I said, I do crafts and things like that. So just a little bit, whatever I decide on the day.
I love summer because it's like anything you can do inside, you can pretty much do it outside too. So like I like to read outside. I have a pool, so it's going to be fun to just like relax out there or even just sit on my porch too. And I like to make bracelets and like make jewelry sometimes, so it's going to be fun to like, oh, I could do it up in my room or I could do it outside and just like appreciate all the summer. Do you have any exciting plans for the summer?
No, we don't have anything this summer. Last year I had my daughter's wedding, and then, like you said, I said about the baby, she was born in January, so this summer's going to be kind of just a chill summer. Hopefully next year we'll go somewhere.
I know. I'm really hoping to go to the beach. I want to try and find like a close one to go to, but in September I'm going to Ireland for my parents' 20th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
So I'm super excited for that. I'm trying to save up, but I want the beach so bad. It's going to be hard to like not go to the beach because I haven't gone for the past like 2 years. I miss the beach. I know for the summer I have a lot of books on my reading list. How is yours looking?
It's always too thick. I'm the person, though, that since I have the access to the library, I kind of just walk down the aisles and see what pop out at me at a time. It could be a newer book, it could be an older book that just I haven't read yet. So sometimes it's interesting to see what I actually do pick.
I had a lot of books on my plan to read, and then I joined English Fest because Mrs. Kidder convinced me to, and then I couldn't read any of the books I already had picked out, and then I was trying to read the English Fest books all year, and then I had the books that I already wanted to read, and then I added more books, so I'm just going to be reading all summer. I'm not going to have time to do anything else.
Oh, babysitting is.
Oh,
the
yeah.
baby's little, so you
Yeah.
can read to the baby.
Yeah, she'll love it. I've tried it before, and she's only a few months old, so she only likes the black and white books, but it's so cute. I love hanging out with her. All right, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us, Mrs. Meleason.